Hey, what's up? This is Diesel, and today we're going to talk about the top 10 Dream Monday Night War matches for 1997. Why I choose this specific year? Because number one, 2017, 20 years ago, a little random. It wasn't like planned, but I kind of just realized as I turned this video on. But number two, as you know, people always talk about the dream matches, Monday Night Wars. They always talk about the 1997, no, sorry, the 1998, 1999 dream matches. And even the 2000s, because, everybody was established. There's new main eventers, old main eventers, people there already established. But, people only talk about the dream match of like 96, 97 times. 96 I understand because it was a big transition for like both companies. And one side, Hulk Hogan was wearing yellow, that been stale, and then he went NWO. Sting just started to go black and white, but like he wasn't on a side yet. And then Russell, not one match as black and white yet, so I can understand why people don't talk about the 1996 part. But 1997, there are some big dream matches that like don't get as much talked about, or it's talked about. It's not like how it was in like 98, 99, even 2000. So I feel I want to touch upon the big dream matches of WCW versus WWF in 1997. That probably would have been very awesome. Just to let you guys know, there will be no Stone Cold versus Hulk Hogan, stuff like that, or Rock versus DDP, or Rock versus Hulk Hogan, because Austin was gearing up towards being the guy, but he wasn't the guy yet. So, and he wasn't like main eventing that many pay-per-views in 97. So Hogan versus Austin 97 actually makes no sense at all. It made sense in 98 because Austin officially was the guy. Shawn passed the torch to Steve Austin at WrestleMania 14. So yeah, no Stone Cold versus Hulk Hogan or The Rock versus Hogan or DDP. As a matter of fact, spoiler alert, The Rock is not even on this list. As he was still just finding himself. So yeah. So my top 10, let me give one honorary mention of a match. So basically, number 11. Steiner Brothers versus Owen Hart and British Bulldog. I think this would have been a very awesome match. Even though Steiner Brothers 96 to 97 wasn't the Steiner Brothers let's say 1990 to 94, even 95-ish. I feel 96 to 97, Scott was slowly starting to slow down and slowly deteriorate because his moveset, that could take a toll on your body. But yeah, British Bulldog was arguably the peak of his career, having great matches. Owen Hart, he was still very great at this point, having great matches. So a decent Steiner Brothers versus Owen Hart and British Bulldog. They're both tag team champions this year. Not at the same time, but still in the same year, they were tag team champions. And I think this would have been a very, very good match. Whereas during this time, Owen and Bulldog had a great match with Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels. So the top 10 dream matches of 1997, WCW versus WWF. Let's go. Number 10, Stone Cold versus DDP. DDP, he was for the people. So was Steve Austin. They're both gearing up towards the best year of their career. Funny, in 1998, both men had the best year of their career. So both of them were both gearing up for that position, both very over with the fans, both battling with authority, I guess you could say. Both just very loved. One had the stunner, one had the diamond cutter, so very similar moves. So I would say it would be fair to call this a dream match in 1997 because they had kind of similar upbringings. Number 9, Undertaker versus the Giant. I truly believe if Undertaker and the Giant, who is now the Big Show, were to wrestle this year, I think it would be a very good big man match because the Giant was in great shape. Undertaker was at the peak of his career in 1997. Oh my God. I think this would have been very, very good. Yeah, we did get this several times when Big Show came in 99 and how many times in the 2000s. But I just think that this would have been so perfect. Because, Undertaker's at the peak of his career, having great matches. He was WWE champion this year for like half the year. The Big Show, he was in very good shape. Actually, cared about how he looked more. But yeah, I think this would have been a very good match. And both big men and both quite hot at this time. Coming in at number 8, Shawn Michaels versus Hollywood Hogan. Even as a feud, I think this would have been very, very, very awesome. Just both had their political powers at an all-time high. Shawn, especially when he was DX, he just didn't give a fuck what he said. Hogan probably wouldn't give a fuck either, just as a heel, I feel he was cutting great promos. The promo would be amazing. Hogan was the top guy. Shawn was one of the top guys. In 96, they were both the faces of their companies. In 97, Shawn was the leader of the NWO. Hogan the leader Shawn was the leader of the DX. I apologize. And Hogan was the leader of the NWO. So leader of the NWO versus leader of DX. Because people wanted to see this match anyways. So yeah, that would have been awesome. And just, Shawn was one of the greatest in-ring performers at the time. I'd say even at this time, he was top 3 greatest in North America, from far as I'm concerned. Top 3 greatest in-ring performers of all time at that point. But yeah, that would have been great. Coming in at number 7, the Outsiders versus the Legion of Doom. Kind of sucks that the Road Warriors left WCW and rightly left because they left right as the Outsiders came around that time period or wrestled their first match. And it kind of sucks that these two teams didn't have that one-on-one match, kind of putting over that team for a bit because the Legion of Doom was kind of putting over New Age Outlaws this year. So imagine they done that for the Outsiders this year. Whereas to the Outsiders in 97, 97. Yeah, but 97 were the best tag team of the year, hands down. Must say this would have been an awesome match, but the story in this would have been really great. And, Hall and Nash in 96, they were arguably having some of the best in-ring years of their career. Because it's 97. No, 97 they're having a good run still in the ring too. Not like 96 when they came out being Razor and Diesel in WWF, but still they were the best tag team in 97 for a reason. Coming in at number 6, the NWO versus the Hart Foundation. I think this would be fucking just pure awesome. Even if you want to do the 5-on-5 Hart Foundation versus NWO, the members to face NWO, Hogan, Outsiders, 6, Randy Savage versus all 5 members of the Hart Foundation. Does this have a 5-star potential? If you have 6, Scott Hall and Randy Savage especially doing a lot of the work, maybe you can. But best chances to be a 4.5-star match. I'll just the name value, Hogan and Bret Hart. You got Owen Hart in there, British Bulldog, Powerhouse Jim Neidhart. You can do a story of having Bret Hart and Hogan fight each other and stuff. And there's 2 big tag teams for each side. Owen and Bulldog were the tag team in 1997. And Nash and Hall were the tag team in 1997 for WCW. So a bunch of stories from here could be told. And then you could have, well, sure, Brian Pillman wasn't the same as he was because of the car crashes and the damages towards his ankle and stuff. So unfortunate, but you could do a slight what if with Brian Pillman and Six, just to make people imagine. Like, just imagine if this was Brian Pillman versus 1-2-3 Kid. That would have been fucking awesome. Coming in at number 5, The Outsiders versus DX. Click North versus Click South. Just the promos back and forth would be fucking awesome. The skits would be awesome. The parodies, I think, would be good. Whereas to all 4 of them, their friends, gang, 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 gang. So they'd hold no prisoners for this one. They would make sure that this feud and match would be one awesome match. Worst to, Shawn had a 5-star with Razor Ramon. Shawn also had a 5-star with Diesel. In my opinion, I do think the match with Diesel at Best Friends, Better Enemies was a 5-star classic, and that was Kevin Nash's best match. No questions asked. Triple H, even in 1997, was really, really starting to find himself. I feel after SummerSlam, he was really getting it in the ring. Like, Mankind, he did him favors. Love that match with Triple H and Mankind, so this match would have really been something. I think this could have been minimum 4.5 stars, or 4.5 stars, I'd say minimum. Would have been the possibility. Coming in at number 4, Sting versus Shawn Michaels. This was a very big dream match of the year before, 1996, and a dream match in 1995, and can argue 1994. Not sure about 93, debatable, but 95, 96, oh yeah, especially now. Sting is the hottest babyface in the world. Shawn is like a very funny heel. And just people, like, their styles, one could imagine they click a lot. And yeah, Sting, I guess, was rusty because we see his match with Hogan, even though that was more stupid booking, but that's another time. But their styles would so click perfect. Like, their styles just meant for each other to clash. Sting, the top babyface, versus Shawn, one of the best heels right now in 1997. And just the dynamics would be so perfect for this. And I feel Shawn would give Sting one awesome match, even being rusty and not as muscular as he was the previous year. I feel this still be one awesome match. Shawn knows how to put on a great match. Coming in at number 3, Sting versus Bret Hart. Sharpshooter versus Scorpion Deathlock. Top best heel versus best babyface in 1997. Yes, Bret Hart, I feel, is the best heel in 1997 overall. Bret Hart, like I said with Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart would have gave a rusty Sting a great match, if anything, because that's just who Bret Hart was. Bret Hart, like Shawn also, gave Diesel some of the best matches in his career. Giving a lot of helping Undertaker start off this great in-ring work that, like, we haven't seen from him. Even go back to 92, Bret Hart gave Undertaker the best match of his Western Mortician run, bar none. So it goes that far back. So Bret Hart would definitely give a maybe rusty Sting a great match regardless. So think about that. Top babyface versus top heel. Scorpion Deathlock versus Sharpshooter. It's just too perfect. WWF WCW. It would just be too perfect right there. And then we're Sue, just like Bret Hart. No, just like Shawn Michaels, but the difference is Sting versus Bret Hart goes way back. Goes back to 1992. It's 1992. That's how far it goes back. Even if somebody were to tell me they would have loved to have seen that in 91, I wouldn't call them a liar, and I wouldn't even argue with them. Because Bret Hart showed he was that dude, even in the late 1991. Coming in at number 2, Sting versus Undertaker. Notice how in my top 5 out of the top 10, 3 of those matches involved Sting. Sting was that dude. Don't you dare question that. Both at probably, Sting was like at the height of his popularity. Undertaker was at the peak of his character. Sting was a top babyface. Undertaker was a top champion. Both in that dark persona. Both loyal to their brands. Both, have on like that dark black attires and stuff. Both just, lone wolves. Both just very dominant. Like, this match was just too perfect. And to this day, people still want to see this match. But you know what? This year, 97, that I'm talking about is where it all started. And think about that. 20 years later, people still want to see this match. Still. Think about that. And coming in at number 1, Bret Hart versus Hollywood Hogan. Leader of the Hart Foundation versus leader of the NWO. A guy who Hogan should have passed the torch to back in SummerSlam 1993. People want to see this match for years. And the top guy of WWE versus the top guy of WCW. Both probably two of the top heels in the wrestling world at this time. Bret Hart, Hollywood Hogan, both in the tail end of 97 were part of 2 big screw jobs. Montreal screw job, Starrcade screw job. Shake my head. But yeah, this would have been perfect. Do I think Hollywood Hogan 97 would have the best match of his career with Bret Hart like it would have been in 93? I won't go that far, but Bret in 97, because he was like at the peak of his in-ring career at this point, and of his character too, would have gave, even at this time, Hollywood Hogan an awesome match. And look how Hogan had an awesome match with Lex Luger, of all people. You're telling me Bret Hart couldn't give him an awesome match? No way. He would give Hogan a top 10 match even at this point. And Bret would really put his all trying to make Hogan look good and make this match very, very good. So I think this could have been, a minimum of 4.5 stars? But yeah. I'd rate number 1 dream match 1997. Biggest dream match they could do. Bret Hart versus Hollywood Hogan. So yeah, those are my top 10 biggest dream matches for 1997 for the Monday Night Wars. I want you guys to give me your feedback, comment, like, subscribe. Tell me if I'm missing any matches. I'm going to say this again, just in case any of you guys missed this. I did not put Austin versus Hogan, Austin versus Goldberg, Rock versus DDP, Rock versus Hogan, because Austin was getting there, but he wasn't the guy yet, so it wouldn't make sense. Goldberg was nobody at this point. Rock was just starting to find himself, and he was barely he was a good mid-carder, but he wasn't that great mid-carder that he became in early 1998. So, yeah, if you're wondering why I didn't put those on, I just told you why. So, you tell me if I'm missing any matches, and you tell me the ones you agree with, disagree with, and just give me your feedback. I like reading you guys' comments.